An abysmal first period for the Leafs, and they just can't come back from it. I mean, it's, when you go down 3-0 after the first period against a very good Golden Knights team, it's very difficult to come back. The way we're going to break this down is, first off, Bellemare scored, then William Karlsson scored, and Erik Haula scored. And like I said, Leafs down 3-0 after the first period, and just nothing went well. And you know what? I'm not going to blame Anderson for any of those goals except for the third one. It was a short side shot by Erik Haula. It might have tipped something, but you could say Freddie should have had that. But nonetheless, first two, no, it's guys getting left wide open in front. Well, Marincin and Roman Polak and Borgman just look around and just look lost out there. And it's 3-0 after one, like I said. So it's real tough to come back from that, especially in Vegas. They're pumped. The team's playing well, so it's just going to be difficult. Now, 5 minutes in, however, the Leafs start a very nice passing play, finished off by Patty Marleau. 15th goal of the year. Connor Brown, Leo Komarov grab assists, and it's a 3-1 game. And we're like, okay, all right, let's get back in this. Nope, 3 minutes later, Karlsson scores again. Again, wide open, left out in front. He scores there, and that lead is back up. You had a 3-1, you cut it to 2 goals. Nope, back to 3. But with 48 seconds left, Austin Matthews with a beautiful, beautiful shot down the right wing. And that makes it a 4-2 game heading into the intermission. Instead of being down 3, you're only down 2. And hey, you never know what can happen after that. Well, we go to the third period, and 27 seconds in, Austin Matthews in the right place at the right time, bangs in his 17th goal of the year, second of the game. Zach Hyman assisted the first goal for Matthews. Riley and Nylander assisted the second one. And it's a 4-3 game, and we're not even a minute into the third. We can do this. No. The Leafs defense collapse again. And Jonathan Marchessault, wide open cage in front. He ain't going to miss that. Not Freddie's fault. Why? Because Roman Polak's too busy going in between like 3 guys. Like, I don't know where to go. Looks lost. And Marchessault into the empty net. And that makes it, there goes that one goal. That it was a 1-goal game. And now it's back up to 2. And it was just too big of a hill to climb. They score the empty netter. William Karlsson with the hat trick. And Vegas is just very good. William Karlsson has 20 goals this season. He has 30-something odd points now with his hat trick today. The Vegas Golden Knights are a very good team. They're a really well-structured team. They're a very well-coached team. And they've been getting some good goaltending. Don't blame Freddie Anderson. You're going to look at the stats and say, oh, he had a terrible game. How many of these goals were actually his fault? Not many. At one point, did he overcommit at some points? Yeah, a little bit. But where's the guy on the wide-open Golden Knights player in front of the net? Nowhere to be found. Marincin, Borgman, and Polak looked atrocious today. Morgan Riley, again, there were moments. Jake Gardiner, I mean, you never know what you're going to get from that guy. And it's a tough time right now for the Leafs defense. Obviously, with the injuries to Zaitsev, Zaitsev and Kadri, obviously, defensively, it's a really tough loss down the middle. And Connor Carrick not playing for some reason, and they're playing Marincin. But, I mean, it just really doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I'm not sure, is Carrick hurt? No, he's not. So I'm not sure why he's not playing. Nonetheless, we know where this team lacks. Goal scoring, I'm not phased. We scored 3 more again today, but you gave up 6, 5 including the empty netter. Well, 6 including the empty netter, 5 goals on Freddie Anderson. And like I said, 3 or 4 of them, not his fault. One of them, yeah, it's an arguable call. Yeah, you could have said that he should have had that. That's 1 goal out of 5. Shouldn't have happened. This team defense looked atrocious today. And now the Freddie Anderson isn't making the sporadic save, the big, sprawling out save in this game. The defensive holes are showing. It's what it is. Moves got to be made to improve this defensive core. It's not going to come from in the system. The whole Marincin thing. Look, I understand Travis Dermott. I get he's looked really good for the Marlies. And Andrew Nielsen, guys like that, they look good and they're promising young players. But look, we want this team to get better. And bringing up an inexperienced defenseman with Travis Dermott and Andrew Nielsen, NHL-wise, to take a guy like Roman Polak, Martin Marincin's veterans, taking their spots, I don't think it's a smart move. I think you really got to go via the trade market. We've heard about Ian Cole and the Penguins being on the move possibly. You know, I really do believe that a one or two defensemen like Ron Hainsey is what this team needs. Offensively, look, Morgan Rielly and Jake Gardiner offensively look great. They're good. They're good. They're great looking players. Morgan Rielly, I think, like I said, this year he has taken great strides as a whole, as the whole year looks. He's looked pretty good. Are there times where he looks bad? Absolutely. But guys like Borgman, who looked really rough in this game, Polak and Marincin, those two guys, I'm shocked they're even on the Leafs roster. To start the season, neither were on the team. One wasn't signed. One was just practicing, I think, with the team. And Marincin was down in the AHL. And now they're starting for your team. We need Zaitsev back. And we need some more defense. I could look, I sound like every Leaf fan, like a broken record when I say things like that. But it's blatantly obvious. Offensively, like we said, there's no problem. You have the talent. You're going to score goals. But can you keep the puck out of the net? And you can't blame Freddie Anderson every single game. The defense is a problem. Now, maybe you know, for now and up to the trade deadline, maybe a Travis Dermott and Nielsen move to see what they got. Yeah, that might be a move you make. If healthy, obviously. I don't really know exactly the state of those guys down there. But guys like that, maybe give them a little look, see what they got, see what they can do, how hard, you know, how do they look out there? And then you go from there. But really, this team needs a Ron Hainsey type of player. I mean, he's been that one guy all year long who has looked good, except for trying to bust into the zone in the Colorado game yesterday, which led to the stupid penalty. But, I mean, come on. One blunder out of the entire season so far. Look, we can't blame Ron Hainsey really for anything, but this team is struggling to keep the puck out of the net as of late. You look at the way this team has won over the past little while. I mean, you know, they obviously lost tonight. They lost 4-3, and they gave up 4 goals against them, against Arizona. You were in New York, and I think it was Freddie Anderson was on his head that game. You lost 4-2 to Columbus. You know, it just feels like you've been giving up a lot of goals as of late. I think it's like 3 of the last 4 games you've given up 4 or more goals. It's not good enough. That's what it was like earlier in the season. We were scoring goals, we were giving up a lot, and we were all just blaming Freddie Anderson. So that can't happen. This team's got to get better, and it's got to change. I think a move has to be made. Maybe not today, tomorrow, but in the near future, I think something's got to be done. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video, and you guys kind of agree with me in that whole state of the Leafs need 1 or 2 good stay-at-home, maybe a little bit of offense, sure, like defensive, like a Trevor Daley type of player, guys like that. This team desperately needs something like that. Let me know what you guys think about that. What you guys think of the game? Again, they got off to a bad start and it was just too big of a hill to climb. Let me know what you guys thought about the game overall, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow, Raptors edition. Hope you guys have a really safe and great New Year's Eve, because I know I will, and we'll talk to you guys New Year's Day tomorrow night as the Raptors are at home taking on the Milwaukee Bucks for the first time since that playoff series. They got to play better than they did against Atlanta, and then in the last 3 games for that matter, to beat this Bucks team. They just beat Oklahoma City on a very controversial call that the referees decided not to review, which is so stupid. But they won that game, so you got to come out flying. What are we going to see tomorrow from the Raptors, and what are we going to see from the Leafs Tuesday? Great news, you're back home at the Air Canada Center. That's great. 7 p.m. puck drop. Problem, you're facing the #1 Tampa Bay Lightning. Which Leafs team are we going to see? We're going to have to wait and see. We'll talk to you guys then.